Here at the House of Horsepower again, working on the SonicStang. Got the other motor mount welded up. I'm going to grind them both down a little more and paint them. But I've been messing with this water neck that was on my Ford motor, and it really seems like it's going to fit on there. That'll point the rad hose down so it can easily get to where it needs over there. For the upper rad hose, I'm thinking just cutting it off and getting like a 90, welding that on there, and then it'll just go right about over here. Also have some leftover piping from the shit horse. It's 3-inch intercooler piping, cold side piping, whatever you want to call it. Got this bend, got some straights over there, and I'm gonna kind of figure that out, put the turbo back in, and see how that's gonna go through the firewall to the intercooler. I ground down the sides and stuff just to make them a little more smooth and whatever, good looking. But the most important part here is grinding down the top so it's nice and flat, because that's the part that ends up sitting on the K-member. Gonna give them a quick coat of paint now. Just have some cheap black spray paint I got and some wax and grease remover. Gonna clean them up and shoot them. I'm gonna clean this area up a bit as well before I paint it and shoot the same black that I used on the engine mounts.
Mike, you can only use so much fucking footage of the same procedure.
You think they're getting wary of it?
Mm-hmm. It's been 6 episodes, you haven't got the turbo fucking mounted yet.
It was in there. We're making progress, guys. Believe me. Parts are coming soon. Help is on the way. Got all the bare metal painted up that was around this area. Kind of did a quick job of it, but like I say, fuck paint. Also got that on there. I just had to drill out the holes a little more, and it actually fits, and it might work. We'll have to see if it seals once we get fluids and the motor running, but for now it's looking good, because that'll work pretty well for the rad setup. Who would have thought a Ford part would end up back on this car? Clayton's doing some street car mods to his car, putting his plastics back in. His car has a cage, obviously, and it also has wheel tubs, so he has to cut out a bit of the plastics to fit around those extra wheel tubs.
Catching on the back there, Mike?
The shit horse's hood works great as a workbench.
Well, something like that, eh?
Yeah. Back to a street car.
So what's a fucking street car?
Finished painting the engine mounts. They look alright. Well, actually, I think they look pretty damn good for nearly free and very functional. So those things will go in there soon. If you want to see how these were built, just look at our previous videos. The last 2 or 3 has them included in it. And the first video with the SonicStang shows us fitting the motor and how we basically decided to make them this way. Instead of using the torque converter snout spacer, I'm going to get a 6-liter flat flex plate and use the crank to flex plate spacer and the longer bolts. That's a mouthful. So hopefully I'll get one of those in the next couple of days, so then we can put the engine mounts in. And then the first thing when the parts get here will be to start fabricating up the hot side. I'm going to get the flanges from a stock motor so I can bolt onto there and then add on pipe to make the hot side. Tomorrow we're going to the Junkyard, so I'm going to take some clips there and hopefully show some Junkyard LS kind of tips and stuff. Things you can use, things to grab, things that can be repurposed to use for a LS swap. And that should be pretty fun, because we go to the Junkyard quite a bit, and I haven't taped there yet, but it's always a good time and lots of cool stuff to look at.